Mailbag Day, Tuesday. It's time. Let's see what the callers have for us. What are you doing?
I'm miming opening a letter. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to send a letter now. There we go.
Can we play the recording now?
All right.
Hey guys, so when I was in high school, a couple of friends and I were driving down the road in Arkansas. Lots of wooded roads out there. It gets pretty dark at night. We were heading home from a party. It was around 2 a.m. when, as we were going down the road, headlights on, brights on, we see this pale creature. Looked human, looked deer-like. It was in the middle of the road. As soon as it sees us, it gets up and almost waddles into the woods. We nicknamed this thing Tootsie, and we spent several months trying to go cryptid hunting to find Tootsie again. We never did. But one time when we were driving down this road looking for Tootsie, we saw these 3 triangular flashing lights in the sky. What do you guys think? Alien? Cryptid? I don't know. Good luck out there, strange hunters.
All right. That was nice, short and sweet.
Yeah, I like the fun with it. Strange hunters.
That's a double story.
Yeah.
So
what do you say, Tootsie or Tootsie?
So this caller was in Arkansas driving home from a party at 3 a.m. when they saw a cryptid that looked like a man deer.
Man deer.
They don't quite go into the description other than to say it looked like a man but had deer-like features.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And it waddled.
What is the deer-like features? Do they have skinny deer legs?
Antlers?
Do they
maybe?
have the narrow deer head? Yeah, did they have antlers? Would that make them a male deer, a buck or something? I'm not sure. Deers don't waddle, so...
Yeah.
I have seen a video online. I wish I had it. I'll probably show it in a later episode of strange waddling-like creatures that have been caught on Ring cameras going through people's neighborhoods.
Oh.
Have you seen these things?
No.
They kind of look like Dobby the house elf from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Which would actually kind of fit the description of this deer person, like pale, skinny limbs, knobby knees, weird elbow joints, and the way that they move is very similar. I don't know if they make that
Is this
noise.
like a skinwalker? I still don't know much about those, but
No,
I've heard more.
No. Well, I mean, we should do an episode on skinwalkers
Yeah.
just to educate you, but this is not quite, but it could be maybe a weaker apparition. And this is a double cryptid story because they nicknamed this creature Tootsie.
Was it Tootsie or Toothsie? I don't know. I couldn't really hear.
It was Tootsie.
Tootsie? All right, I like Tootsie.
And as they're looking for Tootsie, they see a UFO or what did I call it? A UAA. I don't remember the other acronym for the unidentified flying objects. But
yeah.
Strange things seem to happen in groups out there in the middle of nowhere. If you see a cryptid, you're probably going to see an alien somewhere nearby. And I don't know why that is.
Yeah. I've never been to Arkansas, so I'm excited at some point to go and try to find Tootsie.
Yeah, this
Tootsie?
story kind of reminds me of the Dog Man of Michigan, which we did a few episodes back. Just in the fact that it's a half man, half beast creature that was on the side of the road, that was encountered by motorists who saw it in their headlights, and the creature returned to the woods that it came from. All the motifs are there. These creatures are out there. We have Bigfoot. We have Dogman. We have Tootsie the Deer Man. We have... the Jersey Devil, the Mothman, who knows what else? They're all out there.
I like Tootsie the Deer Man.
Tootsie the Deer Man. We're going to have to do some fan art about that.
Yeah, please.
As far as I know, this could be the first reported sighting of an unknown cryptid.
Breaking.
As of previously yet unidentified cryptid. We could be the first cryptozoologists in America to be announcing the story of Tootsie. This could be the birth of an urban legend.
Hold on.
Everybody at home, I hope you're excited. We're on the cusp of something new here.
Hold on. I need the viewers at home. There's a cryptid wiki. I need someone to add an entry. Is it
For
Tootsie?
Tootsie the Deer Man?
Tootsie the Deer Man, and make sure you write that person's story and then say first talked about on the Mega Strange podcast. That's for you at home. That's your task.
We got to get on cryptozoology.com.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next call.
Oh shit.
Hey guys, Just wanted to share a story that happened to me. I was living with a friend, and I used to frequently go to bed earlier than him, but as I was preparing to do so, I looked up and I saw a shadowy figure, very tall, see-through, no face, black, bent over in my closet looking at a box that I had with all my favorite stuff. And I got up real mad thinking it was my roommate and screamed. I was like, very funny. And then it turned around and looked at me and I noticed it was a ghost, and I immediately ran out of the room, and it walked through the wall of my closet into my roommate's room, and his girlfriend started screaming. So everyone saw it. And later on, he told me that the thing had actually been in my room several times, but he never mentioned it because he said he doesn't believe in that stuff. Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning that he was a Satanist that had a Satan Bible in his room, and he claimed he had a Necronomicon. So there was all kinds of crazy things going on. Just thought I'd share. Thank you.
Well, that's your problem right there. You're living with a Satanist,
So
unearthing some evil beings into your room. I don't know.
this sounds like it could be a shadow person. You ever heard of a shadow person?
Yes. I mean, I've heard them more related to like sleep paralysis.
I love that every time the concept of shadow person comes up, you always go to sleep paralysis.
Yeah, because that's a known thing. Like people wake up and see shadow men, and there's always the classic.
But what does that have to do with sleep paralysis?
I don't know. It's just a known thing that when you
This guy didn't mention sleep paralysis.
No, I'm just saying like that's the thing that you see in sleep paralysis is there's the man with the hat, the dark figure with the hat, and several shadow people. What? It's a known thing. You could Google it.
I've just never heard this before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like I think it's just something in like the human brain because it happens a lot. Like people when they wake up, like they're in a sleep paralysis kind of zone and they wake up and they open their eyes, they tend to see like a person with a hat on just staring at them, all in black. And then sometimes they'll just see other shadow people.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But it wasn't sleep paralysis.
Oh, you've just seen it in like real life?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like
a hat with a hat?
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. I watched a documentary on sleep paralysis and there was there's like a known, like the hat.
I was
the
a
hat
child. Man. How old was I, man? I moved into this house when I was 8 years old. I moved out of the house when I was 17. So I probably had to be in the middle of that. I was probably there for like 2 years. It might have been like 11 or 12, I want to say. I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know why. And I looked at the foot of my bed. My bed pointed out the door of my room, and I would sleep with the door open.
Yeah.
Because when you were a kid, did you sleep with the door open or closed? I always left the door
open.
Yeah, me too. I guess because like my family would keep the lights on, and I was kind of scared of the dark, honestly. So I liked the lights from the house
me
kind
too,
of flooding in through the open door. So I'd sleep with the door open. But when I woke up, this was the middle of the night, and all the lights were off, and I distinctly just remember seeing. As a kid, I thought to myself that it was Frankenstein.
Okay.
And even as a child, I knew how wrong that was because I was like, Frankenstein isn't real, and Frankenstein is a movie character, and this is not that because there's no way Frankenstein could be here. But it looked like Frankenstein in the sense that it was a completely dark silhouette that was tall, broad shoulders, and I remember a very square head. And that was the thing that made me think Frankenstein. It was the flat top head. Mm-hmm. And I remember just opening my eyes and looking at this thing, and it just stood there like watching me.
Yeah.
And I was so fucking scared as a kid. I was scared to talk. I was scared to call out to my parents. I didn't know what to do. I had this urge to get out of my bed and get away from it, but it was standing in the door of my room. So it was like, I can't go anywhere. And so all I did was I pulled the sheets over my face. Yeah. I just pulled the sheets over my head. And I remember just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I waited so long that eventually I just fell asleep. And then I woke up in the morning and I just went about my day and my week and the rest of my life. I just went about it and I never saw that thing ever again. But I never forgot. And I never told anybody about this either until maybe like 9 years later when I found out about this phenomenon called shadow people.
Yes.
And then it was like, oh, I've seen one of those.
Yeah, there's this great documentary. I think it's on Netflix where like people talk about like their night terrors, and these filmmakers like actively just recreate it.
I did suffer from night terrors as a kid as well.
And I was baffled by the correlation between all of them was shadow people. And a lot of people that never met each other, didn't know each other, would always bring up the one guy, really big dude with a hat on and just all black.
I don't remember a hat, but I remember a square head.
Yeah.
And being tall as fuck.
Yeah.
Tall as like super tall. That's why it was Frankenstein to me.
I think it's like some weird thing in like the human brain where like it's like this fear of like something coming, like maybe it's some weird thing for like when we're asleep because we're the most vulnerable. It might be like something left from like evolution, but people always tend to see shadow people.
My other night terror that I would always see would be the body of a snake. And the snake would be so big, I wouldn't be able to see the head or the tail, but it would just be slithering from behind one piece of furniture to another in my room. I'd always see the snake body slithering, and it would terrify me. I'd start screaming. Yeah. My parents would come in and be like, what's wrong? Like, there's a snake in my room. I often dream of snakes being
I still have a night terror where I wake up and think there's a giant spider on the ceiling. But a couple of months ago, I had a shadow person one. I woke up and I saw a shadow person in my doorway, and I just kept screaming, fuck you. I was like half asleep. I went, fuck you. And then I fell back asleep.
Nice. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with our caller's story.
Anyway, back to the call.
They were awake.
Yes.
When this happened, and they shouted at the thing, and the thing left and went to another room, and another roommate started screaming. Another roommate had seen it.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then a third roommate confirmed it and said, not only have I seen it, I've seen it multiple times. Which is funny because then he goes to say, I never said anything because I don't believe in that kind of thing. But it's like, you don't believe in the thing you've seen multiple times.
Yeah.
So the caller goes on to say that their roommate is a practicing Satanist, whatever that means. I don't know if that, if they're doing sorcery or if they're just like, man, Satan is cool. But needless to say, there's strange things going on in that apartment.
I did meet someone on tour that had like a little card that said they were part of the Satan church. Apparently, you could just get those.
Yeah. I'm not extremely familiar with the Church of Satan, but to my understanding, there's definitely a level of it, which is to say, like, what am I trying to say? Like the practicing Satanist basically believes that like you're a human being, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And that is kind of like that's the whole tenet of Satanism. Like, we're not going to follow the Bible. We're not going to follow what God says. We're just going to, follow my own, whatever I want to do. So I feel like that's a level of Satanism, and then there's possibly a deeper level where
Aleister
it's like
Crowley shit.
I'm into demonology, and I'm gonna conjure up beings from another dimension, a hell dimension. I'm gonna bring them into this plane of existence, and I'm gonna try to use that to influence what happens in this world. I feel like those aren't necessarily all the same group of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when he says his roommate was a Satanist, I'm like, well, what kind of Satanist are we talking about?
Yeah, are you just into like light BDSM or something?
Yeah, or is this guy trying to like suck off Haman, or whatever the hereditary demon is?
Yeah.
Anyways, interesting story. Interesting that 3 people witnessed this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that this thing has, it's not a one-off sighting that happened in the middle of the night. This was like, we were in the apartment. It was going through the bedrooms, going through the walls. Everybody saw it. Pretty cool stuff. Well, I think that wraps up this episode of Mailbag. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting, spooky stuff to talk about this time.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have a story for us and you want to share it with us, give us a call at our mailbag. We'll put the number up right now. Share a story that has happened to you or somebody close to you. As long as you got the dirty details, we want to hear about it. Keep it brief, keep it upbeat, and we will try our best to feature it on this show and give a little bit of commentary. And check in on Saturday for another full-length episode of the Mega Strange Podcast.
Got it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.